Now, just remember that this thing isn't as black as it appeared.
Hello again, I'm Blade Boquest. Again, I just finished actually recording an intro to produce the second half of the video that I released yesterday. But I guess we have some breaking news at the moment, in a way. Axie Infinity just closed down their economy channel in Discord. Alright, now the game is the same. We're just talking about a community channel outlet right now. But the message is actually pretty interesting. Okay, so this is from one of the core team, Psycheout, Axie Infinity, posted in Discord. Oh man. At 3 a.m. A good time to be online chatting with people, of course. There is a significant amount of FUD in this channel lately, so I have paused it. It's almost to the point where it seems like a coordinated attack. Ask yourself who has something to gain from people in the Axie community panicking. We have outlined a long-term strategy for sustainability in the white paper, which everyone should read. So do not assume that this is the final form of the Axie economy. And the channel was closed at 3:40 in the morning. Okay. FUD, if you don't know, I had to ask what that meant. It's fear, uncertainty, and doubt. Apparently that's become a word now, fudding, or FUD, where I thought the term human just aptly summed it up just fine. Now we've got another word. Oh boy. Alright, well this is honestly going to be extremely fun for me to navigate in terms of watching the economy and helping you guys analyze it, because this is kind of my strong suit. So it only took like a couple freaking days for us to start having some insane, interesting pieces of intel to start analyzing. So, I don't like this. I don't like that they did that. They should not have done it. One certain way to stop everyone from having fear and doubt and uncertainty is to oppress the freedom of expression in your economy channel. Yeah, no one will be worried now.
George, there is a rumor around town that you've closed your doors. Is that true? Oh, well, I'm very glad to hear that. George, are you all right? Do you need any police?
Police? What for?
Well, mobs get pretty ugly sometimes, you know. George, I am going all out to help in this crisis. I have just guaranteed the bank sufficient funds to meet their needs. They will close up for a week and then reopen.
Just took over the bank.
I may lose a fortune, but I am willing to guarantee your people too. Just tell them to bring their shares over here, and I will pay 50 cents on the dollar.
Oh, you never miss a trick, do you, Potter? Well, you're gonna miss this one.
If you close your doors before 6 p.m., you will never reopen.
No one will sell anything too low now. Now we'll absolutely be fine. Let's just stop the conversation. So we have this really interesting invention, you guys. Humanity came up with it, and it has produced more wealth and more charity and better situations in people's lives than anything the world has ever seen outside of, I guess, when we're just looking at standards of commerce. It's called capitalism. Capitalism is the free market. The free market allows people, you, me, and Brother Joe over there, or whoever, to decide how they use their time and their resources for their best interest. An individual decides what their time is worth, what their resources are worth, and they say, well, I've got this wheelbarrow, I'd like $30 for it. And someone else is like, okay, that sounds good. A transaction is done. Two people say, I would rather have your dollars, I would rather have your wheelbarrow. You have the mutual agreement of two consenting parties that make a decision for their best interest because they are the sole decider of their time and their energy and the property that they've accumulated. They get to determine that. That's the free market. When you do that, prices go up and prices go down. And you have this large gap in the middle, essentially like these expanses where some farmer might have 2 million potatoes and he simply cannot eat 2 million potatoes. He doesn't need them all. They're useless to what he can do. Instead, he actually needs to exchange them for something else. You have other people that if they don't get a potato today, they die. This is called high yield. This is called low yield. The area of high yield is where products have to get to. The areas of low yield are where they're unneeded, they're unnecessary, they serve no value. In comes the great capitalist machine, which is again just allowing people free choice to make decisions for them and their best interest. And enters a merchant. He finds items that are of low yield and then he acquires them. He then has to invest his own personal capital, his own store of value, dollars we can say, or cryptocurrency, whatever. He has to then deposit his capital. Then he has to also invest his time. Unless it's like a global arbitrage market or something, a click or whatever, and it happens instantaneously, you have to essentially have the commodity for a certain amount of time. And then in standard commerce, before everything happened at the speed of thought on the internet and the world became flat, you would have a distance that, I mean, especially with physical goods, you still have that distance. You have to invest your capital, you have to invest your time to sort this out, and then you have to take it from where it's not useful to where it is useful, you guys. Now, merchants, the better they do this, the more salary they make. The salary, or really we'll say the profit of an investor, the profit of a merchant, the profit of someone who buys and sells, the profit of any individual, large or small, that engages in capitalism is determined by how well he understands the market. When he learns the market and he learns areas of low yield and high yield and he invests his capital, his time, and then his resources to move, or not really resources, we already said that, but then he moves it from one place to another, guess what happens? He creates a profit. If he's very bad at it, he doesn't do it very long. When you're very good at it, when you learn the market, when you know, hey, this is really sought after over here, no one's providing this value, everybody wants to pay this price for this sports car, and they're just not here. I'm gonna go get some. He gets them. He brings them over. He gets the profit. He's not taking advantage of anybody. All these people want that sports car more than the money that they want. And so the money exchanged hands to the merchant. The merchant gets his profit based off his knowledge of the marketplace by creating value for all parties. No one loses. This is how we've basically advanced society more than anything else. Capitalism the way. Don't get confused. This video isn't to defend capitalism over other things. This should honestly be an axiom at this point. So we have this great invention, right? The free market. The Axie Infinity is built on this. You allow players to buy and sell freely. You let them deal with it. It doesn't matter if every Axie is $5 million or 1 penny. And if that doesn't make any sense to you, I can make another video on it or just read some books. It doesn't matter because supply and demand will take care of it. Capitalism will take care of it. So, alright. If you watched my live stream a couple days ago, I sold a few of my Axies, and I didn't even sell my Axies. I extracted 1,239 SLP, and I was pretty excited. And I know Ethereum was moving up as people were excited about the new protocol, and I have been watching the rate of generation of SLP over the last few weeks. So I knew that 14 days ago, there was a large spike in the generation of SLP based off of how many more Axies were bred from the previous cycle based on the hype of everybody getting into the game. So SLP has seen an unprecedented generation. And I was like, well, I'm going to buy some SLP. I have some SLP now. I'm going to use it to breed in the future. But since I don't have the money right now in cryptocurrency, because I'm living on a pretty intense budget myself, I wasn't actually able to buy the 4 AXS tokens at that point. I knew I'd buy it in a few days, and I would just wait and buy SLP again. So I'm selling my SLP today, before they do that, to take higher transaction fees. And then the rest of the world can sell their SLP. And then I'll use my Ethereum to just buy more SLP than I sold originally. That's my thinking. Could be wrong, but we don't have to go, yikes, needs a guide to learn about gas fees. I knew the situation, and we'll see how that plays out. Just a simple little gamble, little risk thing of I saw Ethereum moving up. I had anticipated SLP going down. I sold a couple days ago at over 21 cents, 22 cents, and figured, okay, I'll buy it when it's a little bit cheaper. Well, that ended up being a correct little gamble, not a genius for seeing amounts of things that are out there. Well, guess what? SLP did hit the market in the last couple days, and it's still doing it. And so people, I suppose, are freaking out, guys. But we don't, I mean, this shouldn't shock anybody. When you just have a free market, this happens. I should make another video about how people are exchanging tulip bulbs that they thought were really interesting for houses in the 1600s. Learn economics, all right? This is, if you're a person, this is what happens to us. It's fine. But the weird move now is they shut down the economy thread. There's no need for it. There's just no need. You don't stamp out fear and uncertainty and doubt by restricting all people from being able to talk. They will still talk, or they'll panic more. It just simply doesn't work. And then yet again, we don't have to worry about it, because the ups go down and the downs go up over time. And it's going to take a couple more videos to explain what would happen if SLP was worth 1 penny. And it's worth making the video, probably. So subscribe to the channel, you guys, so we'll get some more information on economics. But I'm like only a few days into like really playing and making content for this, and we already have a dramatic economic move. And again, the game itself is not affected. The game itself is fine. All we have is essentially hundreds of thousands of people that have lost their minds. But that's the same as basically always. So don't worry too much about it. And this is going to be pretty funny to study with you guys. Here we go. Here we go.